Boom.
Boom. Oh,
Baby.
I left it on the right one.
Yeah, you did great.
My brain is like a second behind on everything still.
Oh, geez.
Still. Always? I don't know.
También.
Also, ultra vase.
Ultra vase. Ultra vase.
God damn!
Hey, so this is fresh on my mind.
Yeah, you gonna hit us with your goddamn?
Yeah, it is. I just got a call. My kid got in a fucking fight.
Fight! Your kid's in second grade.
He's
Aaron's
in
kid got in a
second
fucking
grade.
fight.
He's in second grade, and the principal just called me literally right before we clicked this clack to get fucking started.
Before we hit record.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know any of the details yet, so I'll gotta get that from my kid later, but apparently I have a job. I have an investigation to do.
Oh, man. I bet some kid was fucking around and he found out.
He apparently did. He fucked around, and then my kid was like, "Not today, Satan," and I don't know what happened. Pushed him, kicked him, and then his little friend jumped in. Listen.
At least
Jesus.
we know he's going to be okay.
He's going to be just fine. He has good friends around him who are going to defend him. And I never hardly fought growing up.
Can you imagine? Like
Why?
20 years ago, somebody sitting down and being like, you're going to get a call from the principal because
That
your
my
kid got in a fight.
sweet-
You're going to be like, what?
My sweet little angel.
Your sweet little
my
angel.
sweet little man that he fucking jumped a kid, apparently.
Oh my God.
I mean, he didn't jump a kid. And
know,
also,
wait.
he was hit first. He finished it. We don't start fights. We finish them.
That's right, damn it. Actually, that reminds me of something
What?
that if you don't want to keep, we can remove. But this weekend when you're at my house and our kids kind of got into it playing
Oh,
ball.
yeah.
Because they were playing, your kid didn't have somebody on his team, so he was like hitting them with the ball to tag them out, right?
Yeah.
And I was all for that rule. Like, man doesn't have somebody here. Everything's fine. Well, so we had to like regulate kids because my kid was like, he didn't get me out. And
He
your
hit me
kid
in the
was like,
face, and my kid was like, but I hit him.
yeah, but he's out, right? Exactly. So we were regulating that. Well, at the end of the night, I was putting my kid to bed and I was like, baby, what happened to the side of your face? And he goes, that's what I was mad about. Your son fucking clocked his ass.
Did he?
Got him out though. Yeah.
So I didn't see what
I
happened.
didn't either.
I didn't see what happened, and then
Your kid's not somebody to fuck with though.
Apparently
I'm fucking
not.
for it. Good.
it's probably because
good.
of this. I'm probably setting him up for this fucking. He's gonna be in prison one day.
I'm rooting you on.
Not
Not
side
for
of his
prison. No.
face.
But like, girl, we live in a world. He better know how to fucking. He got friends that are gonna help him, especially where he's going to school.
Yeah,
You want a jump buddy. You need one, even in second grade. It's not that feral. I'm joking. I'm just trying to let you know it's okay and it's normal. And they're boys.
They are boys,
It was way worse when we were kids.
but he's so sensitive. I didn't think he'd be this kid. This aggro kid who's gonna jump some other kid. I guess he didn't jump him. I keep saying that.
No, his
only
friend
because
jumped him.
His little friend jumped
yeah,
in. Apparently,
he was just like,
to defend him.
he did the right thing. Somebody shoved him, he shoved him back. Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. Well, the principal wasn't like, you need to come in, we need to talk about
No,
this or
yeah,
anything.
it
She
was
was just
fine.
like, hey,
He's
letting you know
fine.
about this incident that happened. I'm
They're
like,
just learning how to use their bodies.
he's been asking to work out, and Brandon just set up the weight bench and everything.
He's
and
he's coming with a vengeance.
He does push-ups every night before bed.
He's gonna
Like,
grow up to be the Punisher.
We are training.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay.
Jesus.
Like, I should be worried for my son now that I think about it.
Apparently. And then
I fucking forgot about that till right now.
well, my kid's the one that ran off because he apparently probably felt bad about it or something.
oh,
and
he's got a goddamn conscience.
was all sad and shit.
You have
and
to
your
get rid of
kid was
that.
like, bro, you hit me.
If you're gonna grow up to be the Punisher, you can't be sad after you punish people.
That'd be a Hallmark movie.
You gotta stay mad.
You gotta stay mad.
Stop regulating your emotions, fool.
Oh man, this kid, he's gonna be the death of me. I would have thought it would be my little baby girl, but I guess that's still to
You
come.
still got
She's only in
time.
fucking preschool. Jesus.
I don't know though, because as a society, I think us girls were like different. You know, like we just know. Don't go too unhinged
Yeah.
in public
In public.
right
yeah.
away. Like
Yeah.
you got to hold your cards close to your heart.
Yeah, she's gonna be one of those like slash your tires and
Right.
put eggs inside your car
Yeah.
type of person.
I smash the windows out your car. That's gonna be her.
Brayden said, "Oh geez, what gonna happen?
What
gonna happen?
Nothing. He's gonna finish out the school day, motherfucker. Speaking of school days, It's very relevant to your goddamn. You want to hear my goddamn?
I sure do.
Oh, it's just that I couldn't get my kid to go into his fucking class again this morning. I can't figure out the rhyme or the reason. We do really good for a while, and then we have hard days, and today was a hard day. And guess who is not in the fucking mood for a hard day? It's your girl Stacey over here. I have zero patience. Why? Oh, because my uterine lining is just coming out of my body at the exact same time that all my hormones are fucking up at the exact same time that everybody in my motherfucking life is tired of playing their role, so they want me to regulate them and all this other bullshit.
Ain't got time today.
Not today, motherfucker.
Literally, that was me like 3 days ago, and I was like, I will fucking set this place on fire.
That's how I felt. I pulled up to my own motherfucking house after an hour outside of the school trying to convince my kid to go inside because I'm at the point now where, like, you lost nice, mom. I started off so nice. He's fucking 5, all right? I started off so nice. I do all the things, and then I get mad because he doesn't talk to me. He doesn't respond. He just puts his head down and sits there, and sometimes he's not even really crying. He's just making whiny sounds, and I'm like, oh, I want to hit a kid, but you can't because we're in public. And also, he's sad. Like, he's not even being extra naughty. He's just not responding, which is enraging to me right now.
Yeah.
But I used all my motherfucking tools, and I stayed so calm, and I got him to the fucking car, and I was like, you're gonna go to class. And Lee's trying to encourage me, like, just be nice to him, just in car, let him re-regulate his motherfucking emotions, and I did. And then this motherfucker, I got to the point of screaming at him, though, because he wasn't fucking responding. And I was like, you will respond. Like, I went psycho old school mom mode.
Yeah.
Can I hit him? Can we hit him? Can we just be over with this? It won't help.
Clap in his face or something.
Oh my
God. I could.
Oh my God. It's not healthy for me to be parenting right now because of my uterine lining.
I get it.
And then I pull up to my fucking house, right? Because you're on your way to record. And it all worked out. Like, I got him into class before, like, 10 minutes before we were recording. It was all fine. And I didn't even feel rushed because of that. I was just over this motherfucker. I pull up to my house and the motherfucking bug guy is here. And you know when you're on your period and just, like, the dumbest shit will send you.
The slightest inconvenience.
I was like bawling because his shit was like sprawled out on my driveway, and he's just here to kill some bugs, Like he's just having a happy Monday morning.
Yeah.
And I'm crying, and he's like, do you need me to move my car? And I'm ready to hit him with my car. Like, motherfucker, don't ask me anything right now.
Nobody knows you're here, motherfucker.
Don't look at me. How do you know I fucking live here? Go away.
Yeah.
Like, don't inconvenience me with your presence right now.
Yeah. Why are you even looking at me?
I don't know, but he kept talking to me because he's trying to do a job, and I was probably so fucking rude to him.
Bucket hat.
Get the fuck away from me. You're not even supposed to be here. I tried to reschedule this appointment.
I tried to cancel you so many times.
I don't need a bug guy right now.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, so I'm unhinged.
I feel
over a minor inconvenience. That's my goddamn.
Yeah. But you had a pretty big inconvenience.
That's
I mean,
true.
it has
That's
been
true.
It's been a struggle. Yeah.
And it's not even just that, because everybody who's a mom or a parent fucking knows. It's never just that one thing. It's like everything all at once. Like I said, the fucking bug guy.
And you haven't even been eating the lunch I've been making.
Yeah. Oh my God. And like, there's a play on Friday and he needs a special shirt and I haven't even fucking got that and I can guarantee you I'm going to forget it.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I didn't even tell you about the fucking trophies. We don't even have to get into that.
Oh fuck, I have to get trophies.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I gotta get the fucking trophies. I accidentally got mine.
Lucky.
Yeah, it was an accident. I accidentally hit order when I was just checking out prices.
Whoops. All right.
But it's all ordered. I know, Lee was so nice about it. He's like, no, you took a chore off my plate. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. So you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man. You know, today can only get better.
It already has.
It's not even noon.
But it felt great to get that all out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Very cathartic.
Anyway.
Okay, well, do you want to hear about murder?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear about what happens when aggressive kids grow up.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, I'll tell you about that. So this week, I'm going to tell you about Zigmund Adamski.
What? Zigmund
Adamski.
Ziggy?
Adamsk.
Ziggy Adam?
Maybe it's Adamsk. There's no I at the end. Adamsk.
Adamsk?
Adamsk. I was just trying to put a different emphasis somewhere.
Adamsk? Adamsk?
Anyway, Zigmund went by Ziggy.
All right. Of course he fucking did.
Obviously. And he was born August 17th, 1929.
Okay.
In Poland.
Oh, okay.
All right, I don't know much about his childhood, but as you can imagine, in the 20s in Poland, pretty sure it was kind of rough.
1929. It's more like the 30s in Poland.
1923. Did I say 29?
Oh. No, you probably didn't. You probably said it right. Okay.
It's probably the 30s in Poland.
Well, I'm
Get
thinking
out of here with the 20s.
more like if it was in my brain, it was 29. I'm like, you're not growing up in the 20s, then you're growing
Fair
up
enough.
in the 30s.
Fair enough.
Kind of like how we grew up in the 90s, but we were born in the 80s.
100%.
You know? You
I
get
see
it.
what what you're saying.
And then if you're growing up in the 30s in Poland, you only got a few more good years before.
yeah, it's
gets
not going to be
rough,
good.
you know?
It's not going to be good. Yeah. So there's a thing that happened called World War II.
I remember. Well, I don't, but I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
Yeah, you've heard of it. So after that, Ziggy immigrated to the United Kingdom and he settled in Tingley. I don't know if it's Tingley or Tingley. Should I have looked it up? Yes.
Tingley.
But it's in West Yorkshire.
Ooh, how fancy.
So we're in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Okay, so in 1957, he married a woman by the name of Leocadia, and she went by Lottie.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I did not practice that name either. Sorry about it.
I feel like you nailed it.
Yeah. The couple established a quiet life together in Tingley, and they were known as very friendly and unassuming neighbors, right? Like they're
Yeah.
just doing their thing. Ziggy worked as a coal miner in the Loft House Colliery.
Okay.
I guess that's a name for
A place.
for a coal mining place. I don't really know.
Oh.
Anyway, so I guess that's a very common profession in the region for that time.
Yeah.
Coal miner.
Coal miner. You could get the black lung.
Oh, he fucking does get the black lung.
Uh-oh.
So Ziggy was described as a well-respected man with no known enemies. And due to his work as a coal miner, he eventually developed a lung disease, like you were saying, due to the coal dust and the exposure. And he applied for early retirement to care for himself as well as his ailing wife because Lottie had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
And she
man.
was, she was progressing to the point of needing a wheelchair. So she
Yeah.
needed care.
That sucks.
So he had applied for early retirement, but it had recently been denied by his company for some reason or not. So he sent it through an appeal. Like, no.
No, but I have to retire.
Yeah, like I'm sick. And
I have the black, lung.
Yeah.
You have used me to the limit.
I'm done.
yeah. What do you want me to get back fucking down there?
I can't.
You already
breathe.
got it.
Yeah. You can mine it out of my lungs now.
Yeah.
If you want the last drop.
There's some more coal in here.
So this brings us to June 1980. Ziggy is 56 years old, and on June 7th, Ziggy was due to give away his goddaughter in her wedding.
Okay.
So we're talking, this is early June.
Yeah.
He was looking forward to giving her away, and he had even prepared a speech to give at the wedding.
Aw.
As you can imagine, the whole family was very excited, and it's now June 6th, the day before the wedding, and Ziggy is hosting family members that are traveling from out of town to come be here for the wedding, right? So there's a lot of people coming and going out of his house. They're all running around doing last minute preparations for the wedding, like running to the store, getting last second things, right?
Yeah.
So Ziggy and his cousin, they spent the day shopping for all the wedding preparations in Wakefield, which
The
I guess
day before?
yeah, like getting last second things. I'm guessing it's probably like families in town and you're like, let me grab some, we're out of
Paper
milk.
plates
And we
and-
yeah. Like,
okay.
oh, somebody forgot their fucking underwear. Let's hit up Walmart.
Yeah. He's
I don't know.
busy. People are at his house. I get it.
Yeah, so they're kind of doing that in and out throughout the day. And then it's 3:30 p.m. and Ziggy is asked to go to the store real quick to pick up some like potatoes or something. They need some sort of food.
Yeah.
And so he leaves his house to walk to the nearby town to get some groceries. I guess it was close enough you could just walk to.
Okay.
On his way out of the neighborhood, Ziggy stopped to chat with a neighbor for a few, like they were outside. And so he's like, hey, how's it going? Whatever. And then he left on his way into town.
Mm-hmm.
He made it to the market and he bought his supplies as planned, his groceries, and he left to head back home.
Okay.
Now, he wasn't supposed to be gone that long, and that's why, as the evening went on and it got dark out, Ziggy's wife, Lottie, started to grow more and more concerned about her husband because he hadn't come home.
Yeah.
So Lottie immediately knew something was wrong, and she called the police to report Ziggy missing. And at the time, since it was so late and everything, she was like, without a doubt, 100%, go send the police right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is not a mistake. There's something wrong.
Yeah. Whether between here and there, he's not.
This isn't right.
Did anyone walk the trail?
I'm
Walk the
sure.
path, right?
I don't know for sure. But the police, they took it seriously right away.
Oh, good.
They were like, that is weird. He
Yeah.
shouldn't be missing. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
So they searched for Ziggy, and they searched for 5 days.
Oh,
and
shit.
no one could find a clue or evidence or anything. Like,
no.
he was just gone. He just vanished out of fucking nowhere.
What?
Okay? Like, no evidence, his groceries, nothing.
Oh, no.
His wife immediately suspected that somebody had kidnapped him on his way back home from the store.
Who's in the market for a 50-something-year-old man?
I don't know. And that's the thing is, like, there was no known enemies, right? Like, he was
Right.
just a nice
Just a
guy. Yeah. So that was kind of like what was going on for 5 days until on the 5th day after he left for groceries, Ziggy's body was discovered at a local coal yard in Todmorden, which is located about 20 miles from Ziggy's home.
What?
I know, at a coal yard that he never worked at, had no business at, 20
Yeah.
miles away.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so he's found there, right?
20 miles away, you can't get there on foot.
No. So a coal yard worker by the name of Trevor Parker, he co-owned this coal distribution yard near the train station in Todmorden.
Okay.
Trevor was walking the yard around 3:45 p.m. on June 11th when he noticed a body laying on top of a 10-foot pile of coal.
Jesus, on top?
On top of it!
You didn't want to try and hide it? You're just like, oh, put it on this
Here you
fucking
go, on top of this one.
10-foot pedestal?
Well, what's interesting is that Trevor had been working the yard from 8 to 11 a.m. that morning, and there was no body there. Like, he had been
What?
there, and so up until 11 a.m., there was nobody on top of that pile, and then he
What?
left for lunch or whatever and came back for the second shift, and that's when he found Ziggy on top of the coal.
What?
Exactly.
In the middle of the day?
Exactly what? Yeah.
They have cameras or anything? That's probably not them, huh?
No cameras. Nothing to, like, go back and review. So obviously, Trevor calls the police and an ambulance. The police arrive first. But upon closer inspection, it was discovered to be Ziggy's remains. He was found placed on top of, it was 10 to 12 feet high pile of coal, and he was laying face down. He was wearing a suit, not what he was wearing when he left,
Oh,
but the suit was missing a shirt.
okay.
His pants were not buttoned, they were undone. His suit jacket was buttoned up, but it was done wrong. And under the jacket, there was no shirt, but he had a white string vest on. I don't know what that is. I should have Googled that.
Like fishnet?
If this man was wearing fishnet,
A white fishnet? That is a
I
choice.
cannot. I just imagine it was like a pinstripe vest or something. What is a white string? What was it? White string
Shirt? Vest?
vest. Men's.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a wife beater.
Oh.
Hang on.
I
I mean,
got-
it kind of looks like a mesh wife beater. Stop it.
So he was wearing fishnet.
I don't know. I don't know for sure. It just said a white string vest.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's like a wife beater.
Yeah.
Or
Like
a
an
tank top.
undershirt.
Yeah.
Like it didn't come with the collared shirt. But
Right. He wasn't wearing a button-up shirt underneath it.
Yeah. Okay.
The shoelaces on his shoes were tied like real tight. Like somebody was like tying them very quickly. What were you going to ask about the jacket? You look like you were going to say something.
Well, I was just thinking it sounds like obviously someone else has dressed him. If, like,
Exactly.
everything is dressed wrong or
Right.
unbuttoned or whatever. It seems kind of haphazard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fucking wobbly woobly.
We'll
What the
pretend
fuck?
he was going to a sex party in his fishnets and then decided to put on a suit, you know, or whatever. Like
Maybe.
how...
Maybe. This 56-year-old man who's about to have a wedding tomorrow.
Yeah.
Give his goddaughter away. He's just going to
Oh.
go to a fucking put on his fishnets.
wherever you go.
Oh my God. So he was missing his watch and his wallet,
Uh-oh.
and he had strange oval ring-shaped burn marks on the back of his head,
What?
his neck, and his shoulders,
What?
which one article referenced as having to appear to have been caused by acid of some sort. But
What?
ultimately, they don't know what caused these. I just read one article said it looked like it had been caused by acid or something.
Okay. The fuck?
The
Ring,
fuck?
Huh? Rings?
Oval
Circle?
rings
Ovals? On his neck and back?
and
Or
shoulders.
back of the head? Okay.
On those burn marks or whatever the fuck they were,
Mm-hmm.
they discovered ointment, some sort of ointment, and it was like a yellowish green ointment or a treatment or something that was put on these marks.
Was it ointment or was it pus?
I feel like they would know if it was pus. They said it
Right.
looked like an ointment.
So, like, hypothetically, you got hurt and then mended? Or, like,
Yeah, it was being treated.
being treated somehow?
And they said that these sores looked to be at least 2 days old.
What
And he has been missing for 5. Okay.
What the fuck?
Additionally, the ointment was tested and they were never able to identify the substance.
Ugh.
So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
The expression on Ziggy's face was one of complete terror. His eyes
really
were
sad.
wide open. I know. And he looked as if he had been quite literally scared to death.
What?
What?
Okay, wait. Because I've heard this now in like the last 2 episodes or something. Is that a thing that your face stays in the expression that it was when it died? When you died?
I don't know. I've been around so many dead people and all their eyes are closed. I have no fuck. And if they weren't, I feel like I would just close them. But I don't. I guess maybe they don't close after a certain point. Like rigor mortis.
Well,
your eyes are just open and in terror.
Yeah, I'm sure. But like, what was the rest of his face like? Ah, you know.
I've
like,
never seen anybody like who's been murdered or traumatically killed found right after. I've never found anybody. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if I died and I was like upside down, my eyes would be open, and then if you pulled me up, they'd still be open. They'd be like, "She was frightened to death." Like, no, she was
upside
eyes
down.
open.
Yeah,
like
she died.
I don't know. Like, is that real?
I don't know.
Expression?
I have no
don't know.
idea.
That's weird.
But that's terrifying. If I find a dead body and the eyes are open, fuck me. No, I'm out.
I feel like they're gonna be open though. Like most people would die with their eyes open, unless you've.
I've watched so many people die. They all die with their eyes shut.
Yeah, but like all of those people were sleeping, weren't they? Or like resting?
No.
Like in bed?
Well, they were in bed, yeah.
Like, yeah, you'd just be like,
They
now
weren't
I'm dead.
sleeping. They look
were
like they
dying.
were struggling to live, and then they
Struggling
died.
to breathe. Yeah, but like that was like your body is like so, got used.
But their eyes
down.
were mostly shut. They'd
Yeah.
open sometimes,
Yeah.
to be fair to your point.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're like, even when they do open, they're only open a little bit.
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"Ooh, where's the water?
Well, depending if you interrupt them mid-death and then they get really surprised and look at you.
Okay, that's the story, apparently.
But then they just like close their eyes again. Just kind of like if you wake somebody up really quick.
I'm like, ma'am, I'm trying to die.
Yeah.
Can you get out? I thought you were the Grim Reaper.
What? Yeah. I might have startled a dying person or two in my day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep, continue on.
Yeah. Don't stop on my account.
I might have literally said that.
Continue on.
Never mind. Go on. Never mind. Love you.
Never mind. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. I'll
Just
chill
relax.
out. I don't need you for this one last thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. But evidently, I mean, and also this is an older story. So, right? Like, who
Right.
knows? Maybe that's just like, she was, what's it called? When they would fucking hospitalized women for hysteria.
Hysterical, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking of. Who knows? But that's the way the story goes,
But-
okay? His expression looked like he was fucking terrified.
That's really fucking shitty, though.
Awful.
Yeah.
Can you imagine rolling a body over and that's what you're greeted with?
Could you imagine?
No, I'm scared just thinking
I
about
would
it.
scream. Ah! Oh my God.
I cannot imagine.
Whoa, he was looking right at me.
So another interesting discovery was that despite being missing for 5 days, Ziggy only had about a day's worth of stubble on his face, like his beard.
What?
And it was discovered that he had only been dead for about 6 to 8 hours prior to being discovered. So
What
he
the
was
fuck?
recently dead.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
was he shaving while he was out?
must have been.
Was somebody shaving him? Or was he in the process of dying and, like, you know how your body will...
Just stops growing hair.
Yeah, like, stops doing stuff. Like, when I had my foot surgery,
Yeah.
my toenails stopped growing because my body was like, you need to focus on this instead.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh. No big deal.
Your toenails could just stop growing?
Yeah, they just didn't grow for, like, a while. And then now I'm healed and they grow normal again.
How did you notice your toenails didn't grow? Did they tell you that would happen?
No.
And you
But
were
they
just like,
didn't,
I haven't clipped them in a long time.
Yeah, and I had a pedicure and, like, it didn't grow out.
Oh, that would be a good sign.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like if you paint it or something.
Yeah, you know, and especially, like, with a pedicure that lasts a while and you're like, you can see it. It's not chipped off or anything.
Yeah.
It's just fucking, like, new. I was like, that's weird.
I didn't know
And then
that.
I'm in a subreddit with bunions and shit, right? And they're like, yeah, your body, like, focuses
Stops.
on, like, healing or whatever, like, other things that it needs and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that about toenails, though. That's
But maybe that's
interesting.
the thing about
maybe,
hair.
Maybe
you know?
like he was in so much stress that his hair stopped growing.
Maybe.
on his face.
Or, like, he was so injured or something.
Maybe. Could be. I don't know, because he was just missing for 5 days with a day's worth of stubble, 2 days old burns.
Also, a day's worth of stubble? Like, isn't that different for every person?
It's like a
Do you think?
5 o'clock shadow. I think they were more surprised that he didn't have more of a beard, right? Like he's missing for 5 days and he only had a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, but, like, Brandon will get a 5 o'clock shadow after, like, a week. Like, the guy doesn't
Yeah.
grow facial hair. Like,
Yeah,
did they
yeah,
make
yeah.
his wife come out and she's like, hey,
I'm sure.
he must have shaved this at least yesterday, you know?
I'm sure. Because Lee, like, the night of him shaving, I'm like,
Oh,
it's all spiky.
yeah. See?
But he shaves every other day.
Brandon is like literally when he remembers.
Yeah, like, ooh, gotta get this
Oh,
patch
that one's
down.
long.
It's like blowing in the breeze. That's like
Yeah.
my brother. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so it looked as though he had shaved a day ago.
Okay.
And-
Suspicious.
It's suspicious. And his hair had been crudely chopped.
Oh, no.
Right.
What?
Weird.
Not before a wedding, he wouldn't have done
Not
that.
before a wedding, you wouldn't have done that. So we have a body of a missing person who's been missing for 5 days, but the decomposition is only a few hours along. The beard growth suggests that only 1 day's worth of growth, and then the sores are like 2 days worth of injuries, right? So that's what we got.
Okay.
Despite being on top of a pile of coal that was 10 feet high, his clothing and skin were very clean. Like, there was no soot or anything on it. So then the police came to the conclusion that it was very unlikely that he had climbed on top of the pile himself,
Yeah.
because you'd have markings on your shoes and clothing, right?
Yeah, but what person is going to climb up a 10-foot tall pile of coal with a body? Like, number
die?
one, I've never climbed up a pile of coal before, but it
Right.
sounds like a pile of sand. You know, like it'd be hard to get up.
Right?
I don't know.
Like rocks.
Yeah, rocks are
Yeah.
like not sturdy. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like a easy place
Like,
to
it would
put a
make
body.
there would be a ruckus left behind
There
if you
would
try
be
to
a
climb up it.
ruckus. Yeah.
Well, and-
your hands would be black. You'd probably slip. Your
And there was none
forearms.
of that. Like, there wasn't even a ruckus from somebody else carrying him up there.
How strange.
Like, nothing was disturbed. And even if somebody else had carried him up there, well, it would have to be more than one person then, because otherwise you would have dragged
yeah, like
their
how
body across it.
how would
Or they
you-
would have had to walk up there. Like, you have to walk up there and then die.
right.
And even then, like you're saying, you'd be covered in something.
yeah.
But I will say, and this was in none of the articles at this point, but just based off of all my reading, it all states that it had been raining. But I don't know how much rain it takes to wash off coal soot. Like, is it oily or does it just rinse off like chalk dust, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. But even that, the police, the investigators themselves were like, there's no sign that he climbed up here.
yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so they think that somebody had to place him up there.
Huh. Okay. In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the fucking day. So that's where we're at in the notes. Okay, so the investigators determined that it is most likely that Ziggy's body was placed on the 10-foot pile post-mortem and that he had been dressed by someone else post-mortem.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the fucking day.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Very.
Interestingly, the autopsy found undigested food in Ziggy's stomach, and it was like a decent amount of food, whatever the fuck that means. So he
Yeah.
had been eating.
But,
I don't know
like-
what the contents
Yeah.
were.
I was
Like,
going to say, was it like a
Right.
meal from home
right.
or was it?
I
you
don't know, but he had been technically, according to their
Timeline,
yeah,
yeah.
according to their timeline, he had been alive, so he would have eaten before he died that day, like suggesting he ate that morning.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting, and that he was being fed if he was being held captive
Yeah. That's
and
weird.
shaved,
Yeah.
but then not on the last day. You know what I was thinking about those ovals too was like cattle prod or something, you know, like a stun
Oh.
gun.
Oh.
Okay,
Do you
that
think
was my
that
thought.
would make a circle? I don't know what shape they are on the end. I always assumed they were like a prong situation.
Yeah, right. Or and I would think that the investigators would be able to determine that, right?
Right. Well, this looks like it was a cattle prod. Yeah, out here in fucking cattle country or whatever.
Right? Let me see. Cattle prod injury if there's like a photo. Yeah, it just looks like two little circles. Looks awful. Ew. I don't want
Ugh.
to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
But
it
not on a
was
dog.
rings.
Why would I look at that?
No.
I need this still.
You do. You just tried to put away your phone. Oh, we're done.
I don't want that anymore.
But it was rings. It was rings. Those
Yeah,
look
like oval ring
pokes.
marks. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's so strange.
I don't know either. And there's no pictures. So we're all going off of description of articles here.
Yeah.
Okay. The coroner ruled the official cause of death as heart attack, likely due to terror. Like, they literally are like, we don't know. He died because he was scared to death.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
However, the coroner did state that, like, he tried, right? Like, this case was the biggest mystery of his entire career.
Yeah.
Like, he tried. That's all he's got.
Oh my God.
One of the biggest burning questions for the case was based on how Ziggy's remains were found, because it suggests that the body had been placed on top of the coal pile from above. but like nobody had dragged him up there or anything.
Like
So
an alien abduction or like a crane operator?
maybe both. We don't know. There were no signs of a struggle, like I said. He appeared to be well fed before his death. There was no obvious signs of torture or anything other than maybe those rings, if you want to say cattle prod or something. And that's just a wild guess on my part over here. There was no signs of any of that. He was just found up there. The case stumped the local law enforcement due to the lack of the evidence and everything and all the weird circumstances. So obviously the case goes cold.
Yeah.
Now, the responding officer, when Ziggy's remains were found, his name was Alan Godfrey.
Okay.
You're going to die when I tell you the rest of this, and you're going to understand why I picked the story. This guy turns out to be an interesting character, okay?
Okay.
So
he was the detective that found him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like months after Ziggy is discovered. So now it's November. That was back in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
November of 1980. And Alan Godfrey, the investigator, he keeps getting these calls from a local estate in Todmorden, the little town or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same town that Ziggy was found in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these people keep calling and they're saying, hey, our cattle are going missing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Or they're showing up mutilated.
What?
I will not get the fuck out. And so he's like, no worries, guys. I'll just go check this out real quick. Okay. So he goes to the call to go figure out what's going on with all these fucking cattle.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Stacey, are you
Aaron.
telling me about an alien abduction right now?
he goes out to the estate.
I said it all casual. I said, is it an alien
Aliens or
abduction?
something? Is it aliens or something? I don't know. Is it aliens or is it a crane? Let me tell you the rest of this fucking story.
All right, go on.
Because this motherfucker, he gets out there. I'm talking, this is an investigator or a detective or a police officer, a constable, whatever the fuck they're called,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
He's out there.
A lady of the court.
Yeah. Just going to solve the case of the missing cows. And
the mutilated cows, the chupacabra.
all of it. He's out here to fix it. And he
Yeah.
goes out to the estate and he's patrolling around and he sees a bright light hovering above the road that he's on. And it's raining, remember?
Okay.
Or it's wet everywhere.
Uh-huh.
He describes this light as a rotating diamond object that's about 40 feet, 6.1 meters, high, and 12 feet wide, or 4.3 meters wide.
Jesus.
He said it was hovering about 5 feet off the ground, and it was rotating anti-clockwise, and all of the twigs and leaves and everything on the ground were swirling with it. What? What?
Okay.
He described it as a solid object that looked like it had black paneling and black windows that went around the top of it. So like your typical fucking
Hang on.
UFO
He said
shape.
it's 40 feet high.
40 feet high. Or, no, 20 feet high, 14 feet wide.
Oh.
So it's tall. Like you could stand in it.
Okay. I severely misheard those.
I probably said it wrong
dimensions.
because I was all excited that it was about an alien. 20 feet high,
Okay.
14 feet wide.
Okay.
So you could walk around in it.
Yeah.
And then
it's
it
a
was
diamond?
5 feet off the ground. It was a diamond-shaped light that he had seen.
Okay.
And then it was this object that he's describing upon
Yes.
closer inspection.
Yes.
Okay? And this fucking object has windows that have black paneling and shit at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Where your fucking alien is supposed to be in the UFO, like given the peace sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they have tinted windows.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. That shit's a fucking Cadillac Escalade or some shit.
They were
I don't
like,
know.
you can't see
You
me
can't see
doing
in here."
bong rips in here.
Yeah, you don't see if I have my seatbelt on, motherfucker. These aliens are cool as fuck. They're not like those other lame
Sick
ass.
whip, bruh.
Yeah, not like that fucking Corolla back there. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, so this is what he's seeing, right?
Yeah.
He said that the object was silent. It didn't make any noise or vibration or anything.
Did he
couldn't
roll
hear
down his
anything.
window?
I think he was stunned, staring at it like, what the fuck is it? Hey, what are you doing? You know, like, I don't know. What do you say?
Hey, come out with your hands up.
So Alan, the officer, he radios for backup in his patrol car, right? He's like, I'm going to need some fucking help. There's some weird shit going on down
I would
here.
love to hear that call.
Well, his radio equipment wasn't working. It was
Fucking,
all
of course
fried.
it wasn't. It's all fried
Yeah.
from the alien over here.
Exactly. The alien be frying that shit. So it didn't work. So he decided to do what he would do in a traffic accident, and he pulled out his little sketchbook and he sketched what he was seeing.
How cute.
I know. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Cop in the 80s with your little fucking sketchbook.
Oh, man.
I wonder if he had colors, you know?
It's one of those pens with the different colors.
Yeah, you only get red, green, and blue.
Yeah.
And black.
I mean, you can make a lot of colors with it. You'd be fine. Wow. okay.
Okay.
So he sketched it out. Do we have a picture of the sketch?
I didn't look.
Man.
So while he's sketching, he suddenly feels a whoosh, and he saw a blindingly bright light.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan found himself about 30 yards further down the road from where he had previously been parked.
Uh-huh. Like past it now?
But he was still driving the police car, but he was just like 30 yards down the road. And that 30 minutes of time had passed that he couldn't account for.
Uh-oh.
But he wasn't like 30 minutes down the road. He was just a little bit down the road.
Yeah, he was just in a different spot now.
In a different spot, actively driving, lost 30 minutes of time.
Uh-oh.
He also noticed that the road was dry when it had been wet when he first saw the object. Like the road area. I think everything else was wet, but like the area that he was in was dry. Or I don't know if it was like the road was dry. It just said, like where the thing was dry. It just said where it was once wet was dry now.
Where it was once wet.
Evidently, aliens can dry shit.
I mean, if something was coming in for like a hover landing or something, potentially there's a lot of air or hot air or whatever.
Sure,
that
yeah,
could
whatever it takes
dry
to
up some asphalt. I could see.
So whatever propels a fucking UFO.
Yeah, whatever propulsion it takes to fucking. I don't know what they're using, you know?
I don't either. So he had another thing about the officer. He had on boots, right? And one of his boots was split open. And he had a sore on that foot that was kind of like a burn mark, and it was like red and itchy, and it wasn't there before going out on patrol. So
Is it
within
the shape of an oval.
I don't fucking know.
Did he have ointment? Mystery
Ugh,
ointment
could you
on it?
imagine? Why on your foot? That's so weird. Why is your boot split? Like he was just in the car from his perspective, right?
Yeah, that's
so
nuts.
weird. Okay. So he, from his perspective, he's like, I have been violated. What happened?
Did backup ever show up? Like he called for backup before. Now it's 30 minutes later. Is he
Yeah, but
still
the
alone?
radio didn't go through.
Oh, that's right.
So no, nothing happened.
Oh, that's right.
I
He was
get-
like, oh no.
I
this is insane.
Okay, so the officer comes back and he's like, I've seen some crazy shit. Obviously, he got a lot of shit for it. Like, you can't be going around talking about aliens and stuff.
Especially, yeah, to other cop
Yeah,
type men.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna
Exactly.
be like, he
yeah.
just got scared out there in the pasture with fucking Bessie.
And fucking 5 months ago, you found a dude just beamed up on a top pile of coal. Like, all right, bud, you've used all your fucking weird cards. You're done. Yeah.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah,
know?
maybe you're the problem. So I guess he decides to go be put under hypnosis to do a regression to see if he can remember what happened during those 30 minutes of time that he wasn't there.
Oh,
Right?
he is adamant. He's like, nah, this shit.
I fucking saw that shit.
This shit happened.
Yeah.
Exhibit A, my sketchbook. Do you see
Exactly.
the red and blue? I didn't get to finish shading it.
I didn't just draw this from my imagination.
That's insane.
Exactly. So he says during the regression, he recalled a beam of light blinding him, making him pass out, and then he woke up in a medical room with small beings and humanoids examining him. I think he said like 8 or something like that, like 5 to 8 or something like that was the number of things around him. What's interesting is on the same night, other officers who were on a call in 2 different nearby towns or whatever, not the same one, they also reported seeing a steel blue light in the sky.
Steel blue?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I'm guessing like a bright white, like almost white. You know when it's really bright, like bluish bright? Kind of like all the fucking lights, all the goddamn headlights are right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm guessing. I don't know. But they just said it was a steel blue light. So
Okay.
interesting that other like verifiable people, police officers, also saw some weird shit on the same night that happened. Okay, just saying. Well, after this experience, the officer, Godfrey, he started to speculate that perhaps this is what happened to Ziggy. That maybe he had been abducted by aliens and placed on that mound of coal. Obviously, this was not a popular opinion.
Obviously, everyone else is like, do you think it's time to retire?
And that's exactly what happened. He was ultimately dismissed from his position on the police force because of his abduction and everything. He ends up writing books on the abduction and jazz, but he tried to distance himself eventually from the UFO stuff. And he was saying things like that hypnosis testimony, I really feel like it was heavily influenced. I don't know if I believe the hypnosis part, but I 100% saw the UFO. Like,
Yeah.
he's very adamant about that part.
Yeah. You know, this whole time I've been like biding my time to make a Ziggy Stardust joke.
You don't even have to.
And I feel like it's just too on the nose now, you know?
You don't even have to. You don't even have to. Maybe that's why he chose the name.
He's like, I go by Ziggy now.
Yeah, Stardust. So, the officer Godfrey, I forgot his first name. That's what I was trying to think really hard
Alan?
That's what I wanted to say too, but I don't want to scroll and lose my spot.
I feel you.
Okay. He is now known as one of Britain's most famous UFO witnesses and does motivational speeches and shit. Like, he's older now, but like, he goes on to be a very prominent figure in the UFO world. I've never heard of him, and I feel like I should, but like, I'm not that big. I love UFO shit, but I don't remember everybody's names, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's interesting.
That is
okay.
interesting.
So like, this obviously impacted his life. This man really believes he saw that shit, okay?
It changed the course of his entire life.
His career and everything.
Yeah.
Another theory, because what the fuck happened to Ziggy, okay?
Yeah.
So another theory was that Ziggy had been walking to the store and was struck by lightning and had become dazed and confused and wandered on top of the coal pile to die. But
like you said, he would have had things on him, and it had been days, and he wasn't there earlier, and it's not his clothes, and they're all put on wrong. Like, that's not it. Next.
Okay.
What's the next theory?
Another theory is that he was kidnapped and killed by KGB agents.
KGB?
Like Soviet Union fucking agents.
Okay.
However,
Maybe, but
there was never any evidence of enemies or ties to the KGB. Like, there's never been anything that's tied him to any nefarious whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, the only nefarious anything that you can tie him to would be the fact that he was requesting early retirement and that it had gotten denied and was on appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But the day after he was found dead, the appeal was granted. So he was granted his retirement.
Early retirement.
But I don't know if his business knew that he was found dead or anything like that.
Right.
You know? So I'm not sure if that's a valid reason. It could be, like, if your agency... So then they're suggesting, like, maybe he was murdered and placed on top of a pile of coal as, like, a sign to other miners, like, don't fucking do this. But it's not like anybody knew what he was doing. It wasn't, like, widely known that he had been
trying to retire.
Right. But there is a lot of shady shit that went into the coal business, and I'm sure still does.
Sure.
Right? Like, it's a big industry.
But I feel like the coal business would sooner not kill you than have you not retire.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it doesn't. And it's also weird, right? Like, everything else. There was no obvious message.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't walk. Even the coal miners who found the body are not like, oh, wow, I shouldn't retire.
Right.
They're like, what the fuck was that? That was
So,
weird.
like, this guy seems to have gotten lost in his fishnet tank top.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas... Oh my God. Also, he was found at a mine that he had no affiliation with. So that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, another part. Nobody there knows him or knows what he's trying to do or go through or whatever. It's not like he's in the news for this or something.
Right. So I did start doing some digging on my own, and I found that somebody had requested access to the evidence in the case. They were specifically requesting access to the ointment samples that they've pulled off of his body. I'm guessing they want to, like, retest it now that we have all this fucking new new technology. But they replied back saying that they no longer had the evidence, like the lab closed in 2012 and they don't know where it's at, and you'd have to reach out and make a request to this other agency. Okay. And this was all some files, like, available online because somebody requested it. So I don't know if there was any other follow-up or anything like that. So, or if the evidence still exists, because it could have been destroyed.
Yeah. That would be really interesting, though, to find out what that substance
greenish, is. Yeah, I'm like, is that neosporin? But if it's green and yellow, maybe it's pus. Like, that's fucking gross.
That's what I'm wondering is, like, if it was neosporin type of ointment mixed with, like, bodily fluids, would their tests have been able to tell that it, you know, is two things?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, we have no idea. It's a mixture, you know?
Yeah. Like, and that's what threw off their test results? Maybe. So, to this day, we still don't know exactly what happened to Ziggy or how he ended up dead on a pile of coal in a nice, clean outfit. And Todd Morden is known for UFO sightings now and is known as Britain's UFOs hotspot. So, like, it's still going on. People are still seeing UFOs out there.
Well,
evidently. But they are seeing them everywhere right now.
Number one, want to go there because, like, that sounds fun. Let's see a UFO. But
girl, we sit in my backyard and see them. Let's do it.
I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to soar.
Do you want to know?
My boots to get split, you know?
Do you want to know what I think?
Yes.
If it is aliens and shit, because, you know, I love aliens. According to the shit that I listen to, there's, like, two sides of aliens. There's, like, the real aliens, and then there's, like, everything our government and other governments know how to create technology, right? And allegedly they can fake alien technology or make it look like it's alien to us, right? Because we've never seen this kind of technology. So what if that was it? But why would they want him dead?
Yeah. What would be the point?
And then what would be those sores? Like a cattle prod is what I was thinking. Like he's walking along, zap him.
To kidnap him?
Yeah, take him. But, but then that doesn't even make sense because now we're talking about two different things. Because the Ziggy guy, we don't even know if he saw a fucking alien or anything like that, right? He just showed up in a weird circumstance.
Right. He just went missing and then had weird sores or whatever on himself. I want to know if the sores look the same as that guy's foot sore.
I wonder because then the guy's foot sore was described as a burn mark.
Why was it on his foot? Like the head neck area.
If you're being examined or something.
Either being examined or even knocked out, like as you're being attacked, they're going to go for your head neck area. Yeah. Like a foot is not really like a researchable thing, I would think. Like aliens don't give a fuck about our feet.
Right?
Maybe mine, because they'd be like, those are messed up.
Those have been through some things.
What happened here?
Let's look at that hardware. Let's open that sucker up.
Yeah, why is there metal in there or whatever?
I can see through your skin and I'm feeling it.
But I feel like they wouldn't do that on like a normal foot.
Also, everything that I love about aliens is like that they're listen, I'm like because I don't know if any of it's true.
Right.
Like,
of course.
And I read it all, but the things that I love about it is one of the theories being that they're not the ones doing these awful experiments on you, that it is the other governments and stuff, and you walk away truly feeling and believing that you were abducted. Mm-hmm. But anybody who's ever had an authentic alien experience is always a very spiritual and happy one, like, oh, take care of the earth and don't fuck each other up. And then when it's these other governments or agencies, it's like, anyway, you walk away with your butthole itching. I don't really know.
What if there's just different species of aliens and like some of them are chill and nice and you get this spiritual thing because they're like, we love everybody.
Could be, yeah. That's also another. Yep.
And then there's like the other brand
that
that's
are all
like,
mean.
Nah, fuck them. They're cattle and we're gonna whatever, test them and use them and stuff.
Yep.
I mean, just like people. There's different types of people.
Exactly. Yeah. There is. I mean, I see shit all the time. It's like, there's 8 species of aliens or whatever, and they name them all off. I don't know. I don't follow it that closely. Like I said, I don't remember names and shit. Yeah. I'm just interested. And I'm like, what? That's fucking crazy. I could see that. I could see that, though. Do I believe in conspiracy theories? Yeah.
100%.
Do I think my government would want to hurt me in some way, shape, or form and be able to do it under the guise of something stupid like an alien abduction if I'm important enough that I have enough of a stand that I could say something and they want to be able to make me look stupid so that nobody believes me and they could still hurt me? Yeah, I think they would do that.
Yeah, yeah, but like I don't think that guy was
like Ziggy
in that position.
Yeah, yeah, that's like, what's so weird is like,
why him out of everyone? He seems more like a random encounter.
So in that case, though, if that is the theory we're running with, then the aliens would be the bad guys in that case because they fucking dropped him back dead.
Yeah.
And there were cows and shit being mutilated.
That's fucked up, man.
It's pretty fucked up. Why are they mutilating them cows?
You know what I mean? I don't like it.
All the fucking documentaries I watched recently, though, they're like, mutilating cows, that's a sign of other agencies and black ops and not aliens. I'm too far deep, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore.
Okay.
But I love it.
So the aliens aren't doing the cows. That's our government. Or
it's like the people that use it for nefarious activities. Okay, think of Jeffrey Epstein, right? Like the whole thing he was doing was to be a blackmailing, right? Yeah. Like they let him do all this shit and they want him to do all this shit because then he can collect blackmail and you can coerce people to do whatever. Mm-hmm. Same theory, I guess, but with alien information. Let's just pick for explaining this, right? Like, let's say I'm in knowledge that the U.S. government has this ability to create some sort of propulsion or energy that we don't know of today, but that could change the world, right? Mm-hmm. But the powers that be that make a lot of money off of how we run our world today, they don't want that information out, right? So then they can do things to scare you. I mean, there was a whole, like, there was that whole fucking... But where, like, the CIA came out and was like, yeah, we were drugging people for sure. Yeah, we drug people all the goddamn time to get information out of them and all that shady shit.
Yeah.
Like, they admit to it.
Yeah. No, I don't put it past the government at all to be doing some shady kind of shit or have technology that we don't know about. It just, in this instance, it seems strange that Ziggy would have been the target.
100%. Doesn't make sense. Like, there's missing pieces of the story if that's the case.
Yeah. But, I mean, even as far as, like, the drones that were just, like, a year ago or a couple months ago or whenever the fuck that was. And they're like, yeah. I know we all said we didn't know, but we knew. Like.
I know. Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we knew. We saw it all.
Yeah, no, it's chill.
And it's all coming out like that, though. But then when you see all this weird shit sprinkling out, it's like, it sounds crazy to say it. Mm-hmm. but it's actually not that far off. And if you see some sort of technology that you're not aware exists because you don't understand how it works, it looks like magic. It looks like alien.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like the whole, like if you show somebody from back in the day an iPhone, they're going to think you're fucking, like if you traveled back in time.
Remember those Dyson fans or whatever that are like
Yeah.
fanless, bladeless fans, and you're like, I don't get it. Why is it a
How
ring?
does it propel air?
How is it pushing air at me?
Exactly. I think that's the whole theory behind that alien shit anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still haven't been able to dig far enough into all those weird rabbit holes that I love. But this murder death thing obviously piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Because what if Ziggy was known for some shit? What if there's some backstory that we don't know? What happened in Poland,
Zig?
What if he knew a little too much and somebody found him and they prodded him, killed him?
Could have been, or it could have just been aliens being like, why is this one's lungs different?
Could you imagine?
Let's stick some shit through his back area to get into his lungs. I don't know, you know?
Oh my God. Listen, your brain. I'm here for it.
I was like, my brain?
I love how it works. I didn't even think of that's the reason for going through like shoulders and shit, but what if they were?
Yeah, get right in there in the back, you know?
Right in there.
Like, I don't know.
It's like when they show us the epidural needle, you know, since
Yeah.
it's been like Mother's Day, and they're like, anyway, this is what an epidural needle looks like, and you're like, what? You go into my body cavity that deep? That's gross.
Mm-hmm. Like all the way into the spine. They're like, we're just trying to try and get the closest part.
Gross. Oh my God.
You know? And if I didn't know how a body works, I'd probably try and go in from the back.
Sure, I probably would too. Could you imagine? Do you think they share notes, these aliens? Or are they just all brand new ones?
I would
finding
fucking
us?
hope.
There's got to be a database.
There's got to be a database because I don't want to be getting up there and like this guy's
You're the first one.
inexperienced. Hey,
Could you imagine? That would be my fucking look.
here, no, I'll swallow it.
Yeah.
Jesus. You know?
Yeah, you don't have to force me.
Yeah.
Just ask me nicely. Shit.
Hold on, I can move. Fuck. You're going through the side.
How terrifying.
Yeah. But like how we look at bugs, you know, you're like, I don't know, just break it apart.
I think about that shit way too often. Because, again, in all the alien shit, the theories of like why certain people see it and why other people don't is that the aliens they have access to your consciousness or they know what you're thinking or feeling. So then I had heard somebody on a podcast or something explain it as like, as a person, when you go up to a dog, you know if a dog is scared, so you don't pet it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing with humans. Like, they don't go to the ones that are scared because it'll scare it. Like, they're not interested in terrifying you or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you think of it like that, it's actually kind of creepy. Like, we're the pets.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll
I'd
be your
make
pet.
a
Come here.
great
Come get me, alien.
Lap cat, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. For sure.
how I treat my pets, if I could have a nice life in a
Hanging
house
out.
that's too big for me,
Right?
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
hanging out in a fucking spaceship, and you're like, let's go check out the Andromeda galaxy right
Yeah,
now. You
like,
know? Like, what's going on?
I'll be your cat in your semi truck, just going
For
wherever with you. Yeah, I'll just
sure.
hang out,
yeah.
do some witty one-liners, whatever they need. I don't know.
They wouldn't even, you wouldn't even have to say them, Erin, because they're connected to your consciousness. They would just know how witty you are.
They would just,
and they'd be like, I just love being around this one. She
She's
just makes me
just
happy
so-
inherently.
funny, and I'm like,
Like-
just don't stick it in my butt.
Yeah. And they're like, she doesn't like that one.
She doesn't like that one. Listen, there's other holes.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it probably definitely wasn't aliens, but what the fuck?
But it could have been.
It could have been because it was happening around there.
Could have been, and apparently that was the UFO capital of the world, so...
Do you want to know my secret dream that will never come to fruition? But I know there's at least one listener out there that's like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would love to keep doing these little cases and then slowly map them all together and figure out how they're all intertwined so that I can prove myself right.
Oh, I
That
thought you were
is
going to
all
say
aliens.
keep doing these cases until it got, like, to the attention of the aliens, and then they were like,
Oh.
that one.
Girl, bitch, I'm in
She's
the
too
backyard
close.
actively calling them all the time. I'm like, I don't know how this shit works. Evidently, I'm like a dog, so I'm trying to look like I'm very excited for a visitor. Like,
Wag your tail.
yeah. You know those dogs sitting outside the fence and it has a sign on the fence with like a ball next to it? It's like,
Yeah.
throw a ball for a
Yeah.
surprise. That's me. I'm out there like, how do aliens, do they read? Like, do I just have to tell them I'm ready to be abducted?
What can I do that you will think is so cute?
Yeah. What will make you want to come look at me in the window? Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to abduct me. We don't have to go for a walk yet.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
just swing by and say hi.
Like, you could totally pet me, you know?
I don't know. We'll see. That's probably why they're not swinging by to say hi. They're like, I only want to come. I'm only going to travel that far if I get to pet you.
I only want to touch them. They're so skinny. Like skin, not skinny, like thin.
Oh, man.
I was going to say soft, but
Could
it's
you
not,
imagine?
not that soft. Yeah. I wouldn't want to pet a human.
What if something just came? No way.
Like, it
we
doesn't
gotta
seem like
stink.
a pettable
Like skin?
animal. Yeah.
Ugh. Can you imagine if, like, some creature just walked up to you and was in your head?
No.
How would you not panic? Like, don't think of that. Fuck! God damn it! Like, I would spiral before they even got close to me.
I'm going to run away. He knows.
Exactly. Fuck. And they would just watch me go through this fucking wheel of emotions.
That's why they haven't contacted you yet.
I haven't gone through the whole wheel yet.
They're like, careful, that one's fucking skittish.
I am so
She's not scared, but she's flighty.
100%. 100%.
Oh my God. Well, that's intense. Thanks for that.
Anyway, if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to that case, I don't
Hopefully
know if there's any.
a sketch. See what you can find, Critty.
Actually, there were pictures, but a lot of them were reenactments, so I had to keep digging. But anyway, you should go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. You can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
And April sent us a message that
Oh, I gotta
you have
check
to go to the
P.O.
P.O. Box.
Yay!
Thank you, April. I'm so
Thanks,
excited.
April. We'll get it on the next one. Yay.
We love you guys.
By that, I mean I'm going to go get it right now. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
Yeah. You'll hear it on the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.